What's going on, guys? Now, I'm not gonna do my intro. This is like my 15th take of this. I want to get as much as I could say into just this video, because in the end I end up forgetting something that I wanted to say near the beginning, and I lose it. All I'm gonna say is, I mean, you obviously know what this game is. It's a really close game. I had fun playing it. We ended up losing the series, but it was fun to play because they were all close games, and that doesn't usually happen, but this is a very close game. I hope you enjoy watching it. I hope you enjoy the commentary. Now let's get into it. So, as you know, today was the end of UMG Philly, and if I post this January 6th, my birthday, you guys already know that though. Um, it's a worldwide celebrated holiday. Then, it was the day before. First place was Complexity, second was Caliber, third was Chris LV, fourth was Strictly Business, fifth, sixth was Juked, and E-Girl Slayers. um, Now, I would talk about the event, but again, this is my like 100th take. I want to strictly talk about OpTic right now. And the problems and why they need to understand why their fans are angry. Now, they can say, "Oh, I understand your fans are angry," but I actually happened to see a tweet from someone. Cause before I get into this, I'm gonna focus on this right here. So he said, Nate Shot said, "Worst part about this weekend is that everything that could have gone wrong did. One or two kills could have changed our whole tournament." And then one kid replied to him, RoboDog he said, "Especially on OpTic Big Timer's last LAN event. I must admit, I don't think I can support Green Wall anymore." And then Nate Shot fires back, says, "If you don't want to support the team, that's your decision. We don't want fans that don't believe in us." Now that's completely disrespectful of Nate Shot to say. That's a complete bash to their fans, and this guy has every right to be upset at them. And if you truly believe that the fans have a right to be upset, then there's no reason to say that to him. There's no reason to say that to him. Okay, let's go back to Black Ops 2 now. Let's just focus on OpTic so far. Their recent success, I should say non-success, right? Throughout the first three fourths, let's just say when they were with Merc in Black Ops 2, they placed top 5 about every event. 5th, 6th at the first event, and then every other event they placed top 5. And that's good. That's good, but there was no progression. And now, of course, placing top 5 at every event is different than placing, 12th and, having no progression. Of course, they're placing good and they're having no progression. So, they have potential to place first. They could do it. They just need to practice more, right? I don't remember a time where OpTic ever practiced as much as they should have. Now, there was a time when they dropped Merc, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it was for good reason. I mean, it was good reason. It wasn't just out of nowhere. It wasn't out of skill. It wasn't out of hate or anything. It was just they couldn't play with them. Merc was depressed, whatever it was, and they had to let go of that because that could destroy the aura of the team. That can make a bad aura, and no one wants that, right? That bad energy around them, especially as a team wanting to go in events, being in the same team house, just not a good thing. So they got out of that situation. They did it properly and respectfully. They pick up JCap. Now, it looks like a great pickup because, in my eyes, JCap is an all-around better player than Merc. And that's just in my eyes. A lot of you guys might think otherwise. And, again, if you guys are, I think of the little kids as fanboys because they're the ones that are like, I don't care if you place the worst team out of every single team out of a 100-team event. I'm still going to love you guys. You're still number one. Those are fanboys. Then they're mostly the little kids, the ones that are older that like OpTic. I'm a fan of OpTic, and I like watching them. I want them to win. I don't see myself as a fanboy just because I understand that what they're doing is wrong and just disrespectful to the fans. And not placing bad is disrespectful. That's not. But I'll get into it again. Okay. So they picked up JCap. Their first event is Gfinity. They placed ninth, I believe it was ninth, and You know, they tweeted out, yo, we felt so, before the event, they were like, oh, we're so confident, everything. And after they tweeted, oh, we were so confident because we were beating all these teams, in scrims, we were beating every team. We were up there with complexity where, we might have not been beating them, but we were right there with them. We were making competition for them. They placed ninth. Okay. One fluke event. It's whatever, right? Going to the next one is Orlando. You can't really judge anything off that. They placed second. There was only 4 teams. They only played one team. They beat them twice, which it was Unite. They were a good team. They won the last event. That's good. Beating them twice, it's definitely an accomplishment. They did drop Embos though, so it wasn't really their championship team, but it still a very solid team. Um, then they, placed second. I don't know how confident they felt they did. They lost to Complexity, the best team in COD history right now. So how upset can you be about losing to them? You can't really be upset about that. They go into their first event in Call of Duty Ghosts with JCap, and they place awful again. 12th? I don't know. And again, you might say, top 12 isn't bad. It's better than what you've ever placed. Yeah, well, I'm not in the champ bracket where I can only place top 12. Like, regardless, you're pretty much, you're already top 12, top 16, whatever, if you're in the champ bracket, and that's where OpTic is every time. You can't place any less than, top 16 or whatever it is. So, top 12, I have the right to say, is awful for them. They dropped JCap. For them, they admitted they thought it was a skillful thing. They just thought he didn't fit right in the team. I mean, they don't think he's a bad player. They, just, don't. He's not the right fit. It makes sense. JCap's fine with it too. He agrees and everything like that. They pick up Bricky now, and a coach. The coach was whatever. I mean, I don't really think they needed a coach. Because when they were placing top 4, they didn't have a coach. Why do they all of a sudden need one? Um, they pick up Ricky. I thought Clayster was the smart choice. Clayster, I believe, is a better player. Ricky's not a bad player. I believe Clayster's better, though. And they need a hype factor. Now, a lot of people were trying to tell me, well, he's in-game coach. Okay, well, you already have a coach. You don't need another one, for one. 2, yeah, Ricky keeps his head on straight, but what happens when your team's doing bad? How, if you're in a tournament and your team is down 10-0, how useful is a coach? Who's playing? You're playing, You're not coach isn't the one playing. They don't make the championship teams. The players ultimately do. And if Ricky's focusing on trying to coach them and whatnot, what does that do to his game? Now, it might not make it worse, but all in all, I thought Clayster was better. He would get them hype. OpTic, if they're down, if they start picking it up, he's getting hype in there. He's making sure that they keep making plays. He's keep making plays. Now, you might rebuttal, if they're down and if Clayster's not doing good, what happens? Clayster still has his times where he picks it up. If he's doing bad, which is very rare, he will, after a kill, whatever, he will get pumped. He doesn't care, dude. That's how he is. He gets a kill, steps on the gas pedal, he goes, man. You hear that engine roar. That's how he is. He hypes. And that's what OpTic needed, in my eyes. But they didn't pick him up, and what happened is they placed bad again. Now, see, my problem with them placing bad is before, and why I accept the fact that fans I don't respect them right now. They can gain my respect back, but right now I don't. And why I accept the fact that other fans can lose respect for them, as well as why I disrespect the team, not for them doing bad, but for what they say is that before every single event they say, oh, we're confident. After every single event they tweet, oh, we were unprepared. They make a video, oh, well, Nate Shot mostly. The others are just like, oh, we placed bad, whatever, we were doing this, that. Nate Shot's more like, we just didn't practice, we were unprepared. Okay, Nate Shot, then why aren't you guys practicing more? If every single event, a rinse and repeat, you tweet before, you're confident, after you tweet out you're unprepared, and then you make a video you're unprepared. Obviously you knew 100% that you were unprepared, but you're lying to your fans saying you were super confident, and obviously you want to go in with confidence. You don't want to go in like, oh God, we're unprepared. But obviously you know you're unprepared. You're 100% sure because after every event you say that you're unprepared, you haven't practiced as much. Why don't you fix that? If you truly tell your fans you want to win, you want to get this championship, trust me guys, we're not about the money. We're not about what everyone says what we're about. We're about winning a championship for our fans. Then why do you know you're not prepared and you still stay unprepared? I don't get it. Now, how are you gonna be upset if a fan says, they might not support you anymore? You can't be. You can't say something rude like that, Nate Shot. That's not fair. Because it's completely fair that a fan of yours is disappointed in you and and feels betrayed because you tell him how bad you want to win a first event. You tell him, Nate Shot, oh, I don't know about the other guys, but I know I want to win first place more than anyone. I want to get first place, just as bad as anyone else out there. Then how come you see all these other teams that were placing, top, or even these teams that weren't doing as good, now placing so well? And you guys, the team that's supposed to be one of the teams that are supposed to be up there, you're not placing well at all? I don't understand. What excuse are you gonna say like now after the last 3 or 4 events where you're disappointed because you're unprepared? I I don't expect to see you guys practicing just like every other event. I'm sorry, like this is Big Timer's last event too. Why? I mean, I don't know. I can't just blame it on Nate Shot. How much did the other guys want to practice? You guys were saying that your S&D was bad. You picked up Ricky. He helped you in that. But why is that the only game you practiced? Why is that the only game type you practiced? You just expected your domination and blitz to be there. You played all these online GB S&D tournaments, but you expected your domination and your blitz to be there? Or you just thought because they were already there and now you just need to do the S&D and not practice those and not keep those warm. You're gonna let those cool off and then you guys are gonna, just bring out the heat as soon as the tournament starts, because that's what you do, guy, right? You do bad online, but then you go to events and you place really well. Well, that's what used to happen, but now it just kind of seems like everything for you guys that was good fell apart, and now it's just bad. I don't know what else to say. You guys cannot say anything bad to your supporters or your fans, ex-fans, whatever. You can't make any comments to them. I don't care. I mean, it's one thing if they like, oh, we're gonna kill you guys, that's just ridiculous. But to your honest fans, Robo, how are you gonna be disrespectful to him like that? And just pretty much say that we don't care if you're a fan of ours when he was a true honest fan and he's disappointed you, and now you're just gonna slap him in the face after you guys just disappointed him. You're just gonna slap him in the face like that? Like, you can't do that. I'm sorry, but that's just disrespectful. I lose respect for OpTic. You can gain my respect again, but you have to do it. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people that you're gonna have to gain the respect back from. But from me, I right now as it stands, I do not respect you guys as a team. I'm sorry, Big Timer. I wish you could have came out strong. Ray Lewis, this was his last event. He really wanted it. They placed first. I don't know how bad you wanted it. I'm sure you wanted it bad, but did you tell the team, you guys need to practice? This is my last event. I want to place well. Did you do that? Now, I don't know what goes on in the OpTic house, of course. I don't live there, but you know, it just doesn't seem like you guys care as much as you say, and like I said, it's disrespectful. That's the key word here is disrespect. Um, that I don't really have much to say. If you dislike this video, it's whatever. I know you're one of those fanboys. If uh, if you really truly want OpTic to maybe do something about it, maybe share this video to them and show them how we really feel. And um, You know, that's all I got to say. I'm sorry it was such a long video if you're still here. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Peace out, guys.